One Calgary man dead, another injured in a shooting.
The caller indicated that they heard about 20 pops.
Police say this was a targeted attack in a small southern Alberta town. Should we stay or should we go? A poll shows most Albertans want to stay in Canada. And a hefty anonymous donation.
It took a lot of weight off our shoulders.
The fire hall rebuild in Redwood Meadows after a devastating fire.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. The hunt for a shooter continues tonight. A Calgary man is dead and another is in hospital after gunfire jolted residents out of bed in the southern Alberta town of Raymond early Saturday morning. Just after 2 a.m., neighbors say they woke up to gunfire, screaming, and vehicles speeding away. RCMP say at least 20 shots were fired. A 22-year-old man from Calgary was found dead at the scene. Mounties say a 26-year-old man, also from Calgary, showed up with a gunshot wound to the Chinook Regional Hospital in Lethbridge. Neighbors tell us 3 properties were taped off by police, including a known problem house in the area. RCMP say this was an isolated, targeted attack, but shared no other details about the Calgary men involved or why they were there. The town's mayor and longtime resident acknowledged the shocking nature of the crime, but wanted to offer some reassurance to residents.
I've been involved in town council for 9 years as councillor and now mayor. This is the first time we've had something like this to take place. So we definitely know this is the exception and not the norm.
Several bullets pierced a wooden fence in a back alley. So far, there's been no arrests. RCMP asks that anyone with information about the shooting to contact them or anonymously through Crime Stoppers. A new poll shows the majority of Albertans want to remain part of Canada. The survey results come as a push to force a referendum on Alberta independence continues, with stops all over the province. Jordan Canagan has more.
Lineups are long and many signatures are being gathered, but support for Alberta to separate from Canada doesn't appear to be widespread.
It's the intensity factor here that I think really stands out. Right now, the intensity is with the stay side as opposed to the leave side.
The Angus Reid Institute polled 979 Albertans online from February 2nd to the 6th. It found 29% of people would vote for Alberta independence, while 65% would vote to stay in Canada.
That number is 7 times larger than the number of Albertans who say they would definitely vote to leave.
But those pushing for an independent Alberta say it's time to break free from federal policies they say are harmful and gain full control of the province's resources.
My response is that it's a phony poll. The mood in Alberta and what's going on in Alberta is what's being demonstrated by all of the events and signings, the signing events.
Rath suggests some of that support is coming from those within the provincial government, but says UCP MLAs are being muzzled.
We want to make sure that Ottawa pays attention to Alberta, that Ottawa hears Albertans, but we are supporting United Alberta within United Canada.
Those against leaving worry about the province being landlocked and losing key Canadian programs and infrastructure.
I think there's no need to separate Canada, as great as it is, and I love Canada.
I really don't think it's good because we support everybody in Alberta. Alberta supports most of Canada with workers, oil, whatnot.
There's 70% people that don't think it's a right idea, but they don't like it. There's BC. There's, move out there if you want.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
The polling also found that if Alberta were to leave Canada, 75% of those who support staying say they would leave the province in the event of Alberta independence. The online poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 3 percentage points, 19 times out of 20. An Alberta country music star was removed from a speaking list at a teachers' convention in Edmonton, and the Teachers Association refuses to say why. The ATA initially said Paul Brandt was not part of the programming this year. It later revised its statement, saying he was originally scheduled to speak but not included in the final schedule. Brandt, in a statement, says he speaks to all audiences about human trafficking through his course, Not in My City. The Premier says she's disappointed and that standing up for the victims of sex trafficking is a nonpartisan cause. Brandt faced online criticism recently after he would not clarify his stance on Alberta independence. A mother of 5 is dead and 6 people are seriously hurt after a bus carrying a youth church group rolled this weekend on a northern Alberta highway. It happened around 10:30 Saturday night near Grand Prairie. The youth group was traveling after taking part in Bible studies near Edmonton. The bus attempted to slow for a car stopped on the highway when it struck ice, collided with a median, rolled twice and landed on its wheels. 50-year-old Lillian Banda, mother of 5 and parishioner, was ejected from the bus and died on scene. RCMP say road factors may have been contributing to the crash. It was an emotionally charged Sunday night in Stavely. A benefit hockey game was hosted for the 3 junior hockey players who were killed last week in a highway collision in southern Alberta. The players' families, teammates, and friends gathered in their grief, but say the outpouring of support is helping them carry their heartbreak. Tyson Fedor reports.
3 wooden crosses, the names of junior hockey players painted on them, stand together along Highway 2 near Stavely. Family, billets and friends were seen remembering J.J. Wright and Cameron Casorso of Kamloops and Caden Fine of Alabama, all killed in a crash last week.
Feels like a warm hug to be here during an awful time.
JJ's father, Chris Wright, says in the wake of his son's death, he understands why Stavely became home for JJ to live out his hockey dream.
Part of me is honestly afraid to go home. We can feel him here.
On Sunday, a benefit game in front of a packed Stavely Arena featured the Southern Alberta Mustangs and Stavely Spurs alumni team. Cameron Casorso's jersey hanging from the crossbar, his goal stick, mask and gloves positioned like they always were, ready for the next shot. Fine and Wright's stick and gloves also laid out on the ice, all part of a moment of silence ahead of puck drop.
The boys are hurting, but they're incredibly strong. We are taking things one day at a time to make sure they have the space and the support that they need.
The 3 were killed in a crash on their way to practice after colliding with a truck hauling gravel, but that driver is not at fault, according to RCMP.
There's a local truck driver that is shattered as well. They're going to drive by that memorial every single day.
As a billet family, the Dozmans hosted all 3 players.
These boys were special to all of us. And they will forever be remembered and loved by everyone.
Teammate Tyson Tozer also lived with them.
I shared a room with Caden, and there wasn't a day that went by where I didn't have a smile on my face because of that kid.
Caden Fine grew up in Alabama. He began playing hockey at age 9. He had several offers to play in his home country, but chose Stavely, nearly 3,700 kilometers away.
I'm going to miss seeing my son on the ice. Nicest kid off the ice, but when he strapped out, I mean, he was a beast, man. He wasn't going to take anything from anybody, and you messed to the point of his buddies, and he was going to let you know it.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, several ongoing fundraisers in the U.S. and Canada have raised tens of thousands of dollars for funeral and travel arrangements for the families, along with transportation costs to send the Mustangs players to Alabama, where Caden Fine will be laid to rest. Mounties pulled over a driver who was going 178 kilometers per hour on the QE2 this weekend. Police say when they pulled the vehicle over north of Airdrie, they noticed 2 children in the back weren't wearing seatbelts. The driver now has a court date set for next month. Redwood Meadows Emergency Services west of Calgary received a massive anonymous donation to help rebuild after fire destroyed a building and firefighting equipment in December.
Very humbled to get that amount from one group. The $300,000, though, it took a lot of weight off our shoulders for the immediate, for sure.
On December 17th, fire destroyed the Redwood Meadows secondary fire hall, firefighting trucks and equipment. A devastating toll on the 33 volunteer member-run department, which services about 7,000 people. That includes the outdoor enthusiast areas of Bragg Creek and East Kananaskis. And thanks to equipment donations from other fire departments and search and rescue, Redwood Meadows has reopened to its main fire hall, but it's hoping to raise more than $1 million to buy a new fire truck and other high priority items.
This same truck now is anywhere from $1 million to $1.2 million. So it has doubled because of COVID, because of tariffs, everything in the fire service, everything in emergency equipment has gone up. Rebuilding RMES isn't just replacing the equipment. It's healing our hearts, our souls.
Insurance is covering the costs of the hall reconstruction. There are several ways to donate financially or through contract services. Head to rebuildrmes.org. Danielle is in with our first look at the weather. Could we just call this week a steady Eddie week? Things are pretty much just on par.
Yep. That's pretty much it. I mean, we'll get a little warmer than today. Tomorrow will be a little brighter than today as well, but status quo. Rinse, wash, repeat type thing. Okay, -2 to kick off the day with a wind chill of -6. So layers will be important for tomorrow because it will be a bit of a chilly start, but then you're getting up to a high of 8 degrees in the afternoon. A whole lot of sunshine expected for tomorrow, and then winds starting to pick up after the noon hour up to 40 kilometers per hour.
All right, Danielle, thank you. A new report by the Canadian Climate Institute is calling for better climate proofing for infrastructure. The report sheds light on the impact hotter weather and heavy rainfall is having on everything from roads to storm pipes, and why governments should be proactive. Tyler Barrow has more on what it means for Calgary.
The heat can have more severe impacts than a sunburn, and a torrential downpour can lead to more trouble than backed up traffic. A new report by the Canadian Climate Institute is calling for proactive measures to climate-proof infrastructure.
It's these chronic stresses from heat and heavy rainfall that are deteriorating infrastructure everywhere across the country.
NAS points to intense rainfall leading to stormwater pipes exceeding capacity. Dramatic fluctuations in temperatures affect roads, impacting cities across the country.
Might be using more heat-resistant pavements or materials for road beds that better tolerate being saturated more often by intense rainfall.
The report's analysis showed these and other climate proofing represent a 2.5% increase to what governments are currently spending on infrastructure. But spending more now could result in $10 billion in savings in infrastructure maintenance and replacements down the road. The head of the City of Calgary's climate adaptation points to the impacts the 2013 floods and 2024 hailstorm had on the city's infrastructure, adding, extreme weather also increases the city's operating costs and maintenance expenses while disrupting services for Calgarians. With the frequency and severity of these events increasing in the future, we anticipate that our changing climate will increase future capital and operating costs for city-owned public infrastructure. One expert we spoke with says the city is conscious of the issue.
We have to change the way we build. We have to change the codes to which we build. We have to consider new construction materials as well.
Since working infrastructure can have broad economic benefits.
Operational when it's needed, it means that businesses can keep functioning, people can get to work, supply chains remain intact.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Just ahead, Calgary researchers make a big discovery about big doses of vitamin B3. A new study reveals adding niacin to regular cancer treatments is very effective in slowing brain tumors.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The union representing thousands of frontline hospital workers in Alberta says its new collective agreement with the province has been ratified. The Alberta Union of Provincial Employees says the deal ensures 27,000 hospital support staff earn living wages by April 2027. Highlights include a 12% pay increase retroactive to April 2024 and a 2% long service wage increase for staff with more than 20 years of service. The union's president says the contract recognizes the vital work members do, and Finance Minister Nate Horner says it provides workers fair compensation. In November, a deal was reached with more than 16,000 nursing care staff just minutes before they were set to strike. An animal welfare group says Skijoring is putting animal welfare at risk, but Skijoring Canada says its horses are well cared for. Skijoring involves pulling people on skis behind horses. The courses often include tight turns, jumps, and obstacles. The Calgary Humane Society has received an animal cruelty complaint about the fast-paced sport. As well, animal rights group Animal Justice says the upcoming Skijoring event in Calgary may violate Alberta's Animal Protection Act and the Criminal Code of Canada. But Skijoring Canada says the course is professionally designed and all precautions are taken.
I ride every course we build on my horse, first slowly to check it out. I pull stops, I pull turns, and I make sure that footing's solid. And if I have any concerns, we fix it, or we don't run.
These events are relatively new to Alberta. There's no regulations that provide for how you must participate in these events, and they can hardly be considered reasonable given the risks they put horses in for pure entertainment.
Calgary's Skijoring event takes place February 21st and 22nd at the Confluence. Well, many of us know glioblastoma as the aggressive brain cancer that killed tragically hip frontman Gord Downey in 2017. About 1,000 Canadians every year are diagnosed with the incurable disease. As Kevin Green reports, UFC researchers say they may have found a way to extend the life of people diagnosed with it using a common vitamin supplement.
Edward Waldner was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2024 after months of declining health, which eventually sent him to the emergency room in Lethbridge.
And so I did a CAT scan in Lethbridge, and the doctor came back, and he entered the room, and I knew it was bad.
It actually couldn't get much worse. Waldner has glioblastoma.
Unfortunately, it is the most aggressive brain tumor in adults, and up to now it is an incurable disease.
Waldner didn't give up. After surgery and chemo, he enrolled in a research study at the University of Calgary looking at whether high doses of niacin or vitamin B3 can slow or halt the tumor's growth.
We instantly jumped on it and said, why not? Let's help out with the study. You know, if it helps me, it can help somebody else. So I think it's helping me.
Researchers say the preliminary results have been very encouraging.
Whereas in untreated subjects, 5 of 10 would progress over a 6-month period. In the context of niacin treatment, this was reduced to 2 of 10.
Glioblastoma shuts down the body's immune response to the tumors. High-dose niacin appears to reawaken it. And while encouraging, the results are preliminary, stage 2 of a 3-stage trial.
This interim analysis is hopeful that more patients are going to benefit from niacin. We cannot extrapolate overall survival yet.
While the researchers guard their expectations, Waldner's family believes being in the study has extended and improved his life.
It's a joy. It's a joy to find this. You know, every day we're blessed to still have him, and it's thanks to this.
Researchers are still enrolling more patients into the study with a goal of having 48 undergoing the niacin therapy. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Researchers caution that niacin at the doses used in the trial can have serious side effects and should only be taken under medical supervision. Well, Danielle's up next with her Skywatch forecast, and we have a nice week ahead. Winds, part of the parcel. Details next.
Well, if you like the weather today, then you're going to like the weather for the rest of this week because it's going to be much like Groundhog Day. Same old, same old. It will even get a little warmer in the next few days. Next week, our daytime highs will be below freezing. So if you are enjoying this warmth, well, make the best of it while it's here. 5 degrees, that was our high in Calgary today. Brooks got to 9 earlier, 8 was the high in Medicine Hat, and 7 for Pincher Creek in Lethbridge. We also had relatively calm winds, just a gust closer to 50 kilometers per hour in the Pincher Creek area, below 30 in Cranbrook and around that 30 mark in Banff. So slight breeze in these communities. The winds will pick up, especially by tomorrow afternoon for most areas, and we'll get up to about 40 kilometers per hour in Calgary, 64 Pincher Creek, 50 for Lethbridge, and around that 40 mark Medicine Hat over to Brooks. So yes, a little breezy, especially in the afternoon hours, but other than that, it's very quiet for the rest of this week. And while we really need a lot of moisture, that's not in the forecast at all right up until the weekend. So yes, we've had some cloudy periods out there earlier today, and really for the next 5-6 days. Just some cloudy periods at times, but mainly sunny. So I'm not even going to pause this. I'm just going to let this play through. This is the next couple of days. So maybe some cloudy periods here and there, mainly sunny skies. Winds a little on the breezy side by tomorrow afternoon, up to 40 kilometers per hour in the city, and that should get us up to a high of 8. Wednesday, 7 degrees. Then Thursday should be the warmest day of the next 10 days, getting up to a high of at least 9. And then we start our slow decline. So 6 for Friday, 3 for Saturday, and showing you that 10-day trend. By next week, our daytime highs will mainly be below the freezing mark.
All right, Danielle, thank you. Albertans will turn their clocks forward next month, but Alberta's premier says her government is considering another referendum on the issue. We'll take a look next. Next month, Albertans will change their clocks as we spring forward, raising questions about the practice. This weekend, the premier said her party is considering letting people vote on the issue once again. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
Alberta will spring forward in March, and like clockwork, it has some people debating whether daylight saving should continue.
I just think it's an outdated institution. I don't really know why we're still doing it.
Won't affect my schedule too hard. I'd prefer to stay the way it is.
The premier says her party is considering putting it to Albertans as a referendum question.
I think maybe what we need to do is just say, do you want to end the time change?
Alberta has been using the practice for decades, shifting patterns to save energy and make better use of daylight. But there's often been debate about changing the clocks twice a year.
So I see pitch blacks, I don't want to go out. But then daylight saving time is wait, it's actually sunny now. That's I feel for a slight change to pay, just change your clocks, I feel it's worth it.
I don't really like it because it changes up my whole circadian rhythm.
And Albertans have voted on it several times before. Most recently in 2021, Albertans cast a ballot for a time change referendum. At the same time, they voted for the municipal election. 50.2% chose to keep the time change. But the premier says the wording of that question could have been more clear, and Alberta might have another vote on the matter.
Then we can sort of do some consultation about whether we want standard time year-round or daylight time year-round. Right now, 8 months of the year, we're on daylight time. And so it kind of makes sense to me that we would stay on daylight time.
The 2021 referendum cost over $1 million and included 2 questions. Neither resulted in changes for the province. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, guess time will tell. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Have a good night.